morning to all of you who have come here from around the world. We have participation today from more than 30 countries, and I think that is representative of the fact that this topic, this issue of ethics in business, ethics in governance is really, as Christoph said, the need of the hour today. You know, a lot has been said in the last few years about what is going wrong, and I think we all know it, we have experienced it. The recent ILO reports peg the loss of jobs at 40 million around the world, and total financial losses globally because of the crisis at over $15 trillion. You know, there is enough said and written about the humanitarian costs of all of these economic, political, and social unrests and crises almost that we have seen in this last decade alone. You know, the impact on food costs, on fuel costs, the impact on social security, on infrastructure and development of nations because of financial austerities by government. So there is a lot that we already know and we are already experiencing. So I'm not going to speak a lot about that. And what I'm going to share with you really is two big things. One, I want to take this opportunity to really share a little about what the World Forum for Ethics in Business has been doing, what efforts we have made in the past few years towards this direction. So we'll spend a few minutes on that, and that really to me is to set the context for what we are here for today, and what we can do, how we can use the day to take this agenda ahead together as one big voice. So let me quickly move into what have been some of the key strategic objectives of the World Forum for Ethics in Business. One is definitely to increase global awareness of ethics in business. I would even add ethics in governance to this. Second is how can we facilitate sharing of global best practices so that people around the world can, are able to leverage successes and transfer successes. What can we do to enable and support leaders to act ethically? And finally, how can we forge coalitions for collective action? And throughout this, we have maintained that we want to create a culture, we want to maintain our efforts with a strong underlying theme of monitoring our impact, of reporting back, of evaluating and reporting back what we have been doing. So this is one such, you know, so this is almost like a report back from our last conference. So where have we reached until now over the past few years? Close to 5,000 and more leaders from around the world across all sections of society have had an opportunity to participate in our forum in various ways and to make their voice heard, to share their thoughts and to inspire. And this represents participation from more than 80 countries in the world, so that was encouraging for us. 2 years ago, actually 4 years ago, I'm sorry, we instituted the Ethics in Business Awards. So as Christoph said, we will be announcing the award this evening as well. And we've had 10 awardees until now. In fact, some of our previous awardees are also with us, and we would love to hear from them on what that award has meant to them and how it has changed things in their life. Christoph also mentioned about the World Youth Forum. So this year has been the 5th edition of the International World Youth Forum, where young leaders from around the world get together and really deliberate on what they want to take ahead. You know, these are the future leaders of our world. So this has been a very significant, significant milestone for us, and we have an agenda for action. So a little bit on each of these. So this was some pictures from the last conference where the youth have been making their call of youth heard. This last 2 years was really our effort to take the voice of ethics around the world. We had an opportunity to reach new geographies. We had a conference in Poland, we had one in Russia, we had a conference along with the World Bank group right here in Brussels, which was focused on Africa and the African region. This year, we inaugurated our Asia-Pacific effort by our conference in Singapore, and we had one here closer home in Netherlands. We also inaugurated our effort for South America with a conference in Argentina just a few months ago in September. So this is a beginning to really reach our voice, to reach our hands and feet around the world and strengthen the advocacy and awareness of ethics. I spoke about enabling leaders and supporting them to act ethically along with our strategic partner, the International Association for Human Values. We were able to reach the program on leadership called Transformational Leadership for Excellence. And just in the last 2 years alone, more than 1,100 leaders from 45 nationalities, and this includes public sector, private sector, academics, all across all sectors of society, we were able to reach this program. In fact, I can see in the program agenda that we have an opportunity to learn more about this program as we go ahead. And very briefly, this is a busy slide, I know, but just so that there is a message for us, just a seed of thought that there is a lot that needs to be done. At a global level, how can we work towards increasing our global impact as a community which believes in this, in the importance of ethics? At a regional level, today there are nuances in each of our countries. There are specific challenges in our region. So what can we do at a regional level? At an organizational level, what can we do? And of course, ethics, I always believe, is not in an office cubicle. It's not in a compliance program. It's not in a process manual of a company. It is within me. So what can I do as an individual? How can I take that step is also something core to our belief, and we will have opportunities to talk more about it. So what is really encouraging is that the program agenda today is very participative, is very workshop-oriented, and I think it is up to all of us to really take those reins in our hands to see what we can make out of this conference. You know, I think reinstilling the faith in ethics is so important for society today. It's almost critical, and reinstilling the faith in the systems. You know, people around the world are losing the faith in the systems, because if that goes away, we almost might have a state of anarchy around us, and unfortunately we are seeing that in some countries. So I would really call it as taking the leap of faith, and you know, we are really fortunate to be working under the guidance and under the vision of His Holiness Sri Ravi Shankar, who has been the inspiration behind this effort, the founder of the World Forum for Ethics in Business. And I'm glad that though he could not join us in person, we had an opportunity to get a short message from him, which I want to request my colleague to play right now for us.
My congratulations to all the participants of the World Forum for Ethics in Business. Business and spirituality are today an inevitable partners to have a happy society and happy life. I am glad this year you have taken very interesting topics like rethinking capitalism, innovation in capitalism, and taking forward to the society. I'm sure you will have very, very interesting discussions, and will come up with some programs which would benefit our society. See, today there is so much depression and uncertainty in the economic field. You know, there is such disorganization in the economic sector. It has caused so much fear and anxiety among the people. So we need to assure them that it is possible to do good business following ethics, and there is so much more hope in society for everyone to be prosperous and be happy. Let this assurance come to the European community in particular, and in the world in general, to give them a new ray of hope from the economic depression to a prosperous world, a more sustainable world, and more caring and loving world. Spirituality provides the inner strength that is most needed to keep moving in difficult times. So I once again thank all the participants and congratulate you all for taking your time off and participating and rethinking capitalism, which is absolutely essential in today's economy. Thank you.
I think that really sets such a magnificent context for us for the day, and I think it is now in our hands, and really, as you know, I said, let us take this leap of faith. You know, let's learn from each other. We have the best minds here today. A big appreciation to all the speakers who are going to share their experience, life experience, and inspire us really through the day. They've traveled from all parts of the world. Some have arrived as late as just half an hour ago. So that really shows the commitment. So let's take this opportunity to learn from each other. And how can we engage with every section of society? And that's really the unique approach of WFEB, to bring the different stakeholders together: government, the private sector, the faith-based organizations, NGOs, media, and I think we can see a fair representation of that on this panel as well. So how can we engage, and how can we therefore take a common message ahead? And how can we finally apply some of these learnings that we get from here, so that it doesn't remain speech and thought, but actually results in action? And therefore, how can we measure progress and celebrate it? So thank you once again for taking your time today to join this conference, and really look forward to a very engaging day. I am quite confident that with our conviction and commitment, we can make a great day out of today. As Shri says, let us begin enlightened imaginations. All the best for today.